Happy Friday morning, everyone. This is the day that the Lord has made. I choose to rejoice. I choose to be glad in it. So thankful for God. He's allowed us another opportunity to connect on this inspirational page, Life Well Daily Devotional. My endeavor here is to provide content that would keep you encouraged, content that would draw you closer to Him, content that would help you get your days started off on the right foot. This Thursday morning, I want to encourage you with these words. You've been God approved. Maybe you've gone through some adversity lately. Maybe you've had a tough time. Maybe it seems like you've endured attacks on every side. Well, I have good news for you. You've actually been God recommended. You have proven that you may bend, but you will not break. You have proven that you would not fold under pressure. You have proven that you thrive in the midst of adversity. In the book of Job, the Bible declares that God was in counsel with the sons of God. And in the midst of that conversation, the enemy shows up. And God addresses the enemy and says, where you been, where you going? He said, I've been walking to and fro throughout the earth, seeing who I can devour. God mentions to Satan, have you considered my servant Job? I want you to know that God and the enemy is having a conversation about you. And even the enemy knows that God has you covered. Even the enemy knows that you're blessed going in and blessed going out. Even the enemy knows that you have an anointing, a gifting that's directly from God that cannot be shaken, cannot be moved. Even though you might endure attack, I want to encourage you today. You're more than a survivor. You are victorious. You are the righteousness of God. You've been God approved and God validated. You have been deemed worthy as a carrier of His name. Don't you realize that God has you covered? God has built you for it tough. God has built you. He has constructed you in a way that you're going to survive it. You're going to make it. You're going to be an encouragement to others. You're going to be an example of how to stand in the midst of it. Hold on. Don't be weary in well-doing. Due season you're going to reap if you faint not. Remember this, no weapon formed against you is going to be able to prosper. Remember that if God be for you, He's more than the world against you. Remember this, that even though the enemy may come in like a flood, God has given you His standard. He's going to remind the enemy that you belong to Him. Amen. And he can't do what he wants to do. He's going to have to fall in line. Well, until next time, remember this. Life happens in the flow.